Hello, Robotics Notes fans. Happy December 16th. It is 3:17 a.m. and welcome to another episode of Robotics Notes Elite Like Animal Crossing. Don't have any banter today. Not a lot happened. I'm trying to get a new laptop. That's pretty exciting. But it's not like crazy. It's not like huge. It's not like big bucks, but you know, I'd like to get a new laptop. I say new laptop, I don't have a laptop right now. I only have a desktop. I need a laptop, period. Because I'm going into college soon. Gonna be a little college cat. Anyways, that's completely unrelated. Let's load the data. The data. Shit. With only 2 months before graduation, is there any point in making us seniors study? I'm sitting in math class right now, dozing off to Mori-sensei talking about different calculus or whatever. The exam takers are taking remedial classes in a separate classroom. As for the remaining 60% of students, they're either getting a job or going into specialized education. In other words, their career paths are decided. Nobody's paying attention. They're sneakily gaming on their phone droids or passing around manga. Mori-sensei doesn't care. It's crazy how relaxed the classroom's vibes is now that the exam takers are gone. By the way, the reason Akio and I are here is because Akio declared that we won't graduate until the expo is over. Starting in February, the expo runs for about 6 months. Koba-sen didn't see this coming at all and finally caved. So it looks like Akio and I are going to graduate without having chosen our career paths. We are some seriously shitty students. Even though nobody's listening, the room is quiet, allowing Mori-sensei's voice to echo like a sutra. The windows are shut, but the winter sunshine is warm. Combined with the surfing in the morning, it makes me sleepy. Can't help myself as I put my head down on my desk and close my eyes. If I don't rest now, I risk having an attack. Caring for my body is priority numero uno at the moment. Why did I change that to at the moment? I've had to push myself to the limit thanks to the sadistic Kokamijima. But I have to make sure I don't cross that line. My consciousness fades. Just as I'm about to succumb to the comfort of the hard desk and fall asleep. Do you know where Mom and Dad are? Huh? I snap awake. Everyone, including the teacher, is confused. Whoa, there's a ghost at my phone droid! One of my classmates, Mihama-kun, goes as pale as he gazes at his phone droid. I quickly boot up Itaro and look over towards him, only to see Irie standing on his desk, a lost look on her face. It's a ghost! Irie? There's a ghost! The once quiet and peaceful classroom is thrown into chaos. Mori-sensei, too old to do anything, is incapable of calming the situation down. After making eye contact with Akio, the two of us dash out of the room. Irie, get over here! I call her from the hallway, hoping that she actually reacts this time. I don't know if she can see me since we're indoors. Okay! Irie comes bouncing out into the hallway, slipping through the wall. She then immediately looks around. Big brother, where are you? Figured as much. She can't see me because we're indoors. Why won't Mom and Dad come see me? Mom and Dad? What's she going on about? Isn't Kokamijima technically her dad? Yashio's flirting with the ghost. What the hell is that thing's deal? Ugh, the classroom is still in chaos. This is gonna get even more messy. We need to go now. Irie-chan, follow my voice. I decide to head outside so that Irie can see again. This is probably the only spot where I can avoid other people during class. I sit on the seat of my scooter and take a deep breath. Sure caused a stink, Irie-chan. She's looking in different directions. She can hear me properly, right? By tomorrow, everyone's gonna start calling me the Ghost Whisperer or something. Seriously, didn't expect you to just pop up like that. I'm guessing you're just gonna show up from whenever from here on out, huh? Up until now, you only ever went out of your way to talk to me, right? Because you were so considerate, it was never a problem. But if you're gonna issue an omnidirectional attack with no warning, I'm gonna have to come up with a fix. At this point, maybe I should just reveal you to the whole school. That way nobody gets confused. Are you listening? Irie stares up at the sky, a vacant expression on her face. I'm gonna take that as a no. Irie-chan? Dad left me and he never came back. I left Mom because I didn't want to make her sad anymore. But why won't they come and see me? If you could just explain things to me a little simpler, maybe I could answer your questions. I wonder why. Seeing Irie like this hurts. It's like I can't stand seeing her act this way. Maybe it's because it looks like she's starting to break down. After school, I head to the usual beach. Akio tried to talk me out of it, but now's not the time to be hanging out at the robot club. The path leading to the beach is half covered in sand. If I tried to pass through here on my scooter, it'd probably get jammed up real quick. So I park a little ways away from the beach and walk the rest of the way. Master was a very talented person. Super duper talented. Made the mistake of checking in on Irie before getting to the beach. As soon as I called for her, she started rambling. She hasn't stopped. Now he's kind of famous as the programmer who made Iduro. Kinda? Is that her idea of a compliment? The master was much more than a programmer. He was super multi-talented. He could make anything. In fact, because he did everything by himself, he hated getting help from others. He even said that the reason he came to this island was so that no one would bother him. In the 2 years he lived here, the only people who ever entered his lab were me and Misaki. The lab, eh? Where on this island was the lab located? That's a secret. Master told me to never reveal the location of his house. He even grew his own veggies. He never ate meat. He basically lived like a hermit. Maybe that's why he created Irie. Was Kokomijima a lolicon? Master was really nice to me. But just between you and me, I think he was, big bro. He said so himself. And just like that, my impression of Kokomijima is flipped on its head. I saw him as a serious and reserved tragic genius who was trying to reveal the truth to the world despite the odds. That was the image in my head anyway. I guess I was totally wrong. So he was a lolicon. I feel a vague sense of camaraderie with the man, as well as an overwhelming disappointment. Only human, I guess. Ugh. Of course, this is all just hearsay. Irie could very well just be joking. No reason to take her too seriously. Walking toward the beach, I see Mizuka-san already standing by at the usual spot. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mizuka-san. Mizuka-san glances not at me, but at Irie, who is floating along next to me. Mizuka-san doesn't own a phone droid, so she shouldn't be able to see her. Can she sense her presence? We're switching gears. Huh? I tilt my head like an idiot in response to her words. I realize that my experience as a surfer is getting in the way of teaching you properly. So, whenever I was instructing you, I was trying to get the absolute best out of you, which completely ignored your original goal. I don't want to know why, but you just want to ride a wave for 3 seconds, right? I reply with a nod. Then you just have to make it through those seconds. That's it. You don't intend on continuing to surf after this is all done. I really should have smacked that into my head from the get-go. This isn't the same as coaching some kid in the surfing club. In which case, you don't need a good wave. All you have to do is take off on a gentle one. You follow me? You mean you're lowering the difficulty? Mizuka-san nods and squints at the ocean. Correcto. The knees should do just fine. Wait, you mean a wave as high as my knees? Yep. Up until now, we were focused on riding waves that were about shoulder height. I was even trying to get you to perform a perfect ride, even if it meant going hardcore on the lessons. I have hiccups now. Oh no. But for a beginner, a wave like that is too difficult. You should have said that on day one, Mizuka-san. Didn't I tell you? I didn't think you had such low potential. Did you really say something that mean? But nonetheless, I got carried away. Mizuka-san smiles lonesomely and looks down at her own legs. Because I can't ride anymore. Maybe I just wanted you to feel what I felt back when I used to surf. But yesterday I realized that I was pushing my feelings onto you. That's all. Anyhow, they say detours are a part of life. It's not like you got anything better to do, Mr. Senior. It's not exactly true. Mizuka-san, are you really not going to ask me why I wanted to learn how to surf? I made a point not to. You've been pissing me off lately. I have? Yikes. But I guess it's also my fault for not telling her the truth. As for why I'm pissed, it's because you've been blowing Aki off to hang with Irie. Do you hate Irie or something? Mizuka-san doesn't answer. But that in and of itself is the answer. Just for the record, Mizuka-san, Irie-chan might have her memories reset or her data entirely erased in about a week or so. You've known Irie-chan for a while, right? You even went out of your way to go see her with Michi the other day. Your point? If you want to reconcile with her, this is your last chance. Mizuka-san sneers with an exhausted look on her face. Oh, to be young and pretend at being friends. If you keep saying stuff like that, before long you're gonna be super old and miss your marriage window. A bottle full of warm water comes flying at me. She launched the damn thing at me without even using her hug. In the face of her insane power, I immediately regret my words and actions. Mizuka-san then lowers her shoulders and heads toward her car. What about practice? There's no wind. We won't get any decent waves today, so practice is a bust. Oh, okay. Sucks when the weather totally dictates your entire day, screws up your rhythm. Wonder if I'm going to be able to get reports number 6 and 7 before Irie disappears. Unknown? I don't have a day for unknown. I've been longing. I have to upload this on unknown. Unknown time. Longing for that day to come. Every morning that I wake up on this bed, the first thing that I do is today's weather forecast. Today's weather for Yakushima region of Tanegashima, Kagoshima Prefecture is... A gentle wind blows into the room. If I open the windows, I can see the sunlight sparkling across the surface of the ocean. Embraced by the aroma of the sea breeze, I go out into the modest veranda and gaze up at the sky. And at the sight of how blue the sky is, I fall into despair. The house is constantly filled with the sense of death. It's no one's fault but my own. The scent is coming from me. The doctor told me that it will never go away. I may not die immediately, but the pain and suffering caused by this illness will last for my entire life. I can never go back to living a normal life. But even then, this house was once filled with laughter. Mom and Dad always prioritized me over everything. They even renovated the house for that very reason. I was so very, very happy about it when I wanted to live here forever. I felt this way from the bottom of my heart. But as it turns out, I was the only one who felt that way. Eventually, Dad stopped coming to this house. It wasn't long before Mom told me that Dad was never coming back. She said that he ran away, that he's a coward. Mom looked so bitter as she talked about it. And eventually, Mom started to repeat that she was tired whenever something did or didn't happen. One day... Is that the wind? That was a real loud whooshing noise. I don't think the mic picked it up, but that was loud. One day I realized that Mom had stopped smiling or laughing. And so one night when I was asleep, Mom came into my room and wrapped her hands around my neck. As I struggled against her, scared, Mom started to cry. She kept saying, "I'm sorry." From the next day onward, Mom stopped looking me in the eyes. She started to drift out of the house more frequently whenever it wasn't mealtime. I felt that one day she wouldn't come back just like Dad didn't. I am alone in this vast house. But even then, I can't ask Mom to stay here forever with me. Dad left us because of my illness. I can't hold Mom back. Mom has sacrificed so much more than Dad has for me. Maybe it'd be better if I just disappeared. If I disappear, Mom wouldn't have to be so exhausted because of my illness. How sad. Who's there? Who are you? Who is it that cries for me? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is another episode of Robotics Notes Like Animal Crossing. I will see you all on the 19th for another episode. But until then, we are really close to Christmas. Gosh dang. I gotta figure out what I'm doing for Christmas Eve Live. What am I saying? Nocio!